As the Steelers' search for George Pickens' replacement as the number 2 receiver in the Steelers' offense continues, another name Steelers fans should be keeping their eye on is Chargers receiver Quentin Johnston. Now, Johnston is heading into his 3rd year in the National Football League. He's a former first-round pick out of TCU who was taken 21st overall in the 2023 NFL Draft by the Chargers, had over 700 yards and 8 touchdowns last year. Now, Johnston is somebody that's kind of had a negative narrative that is kind of crystallized around him that he can't catch the football. Now, Johnston certainly has some very untimely drops, and his contested catch rate for a bigger receiver is not very good whatsoever. I'm not trying to say that it is, but he is somebody that brings excellent size and quickness and speed combination to the table, and just last year had over 700 yards and 8 touchdowns for an NFL team as a starting wide receiver. And, the Steelers don't necessarily need somebody to come in and be an elite hands type of receiver to win 50-50 balls down the field. That's what they brought in DK Metcalf to do, to be their true X receiver. And if they wanted to trade, let's say, a day 3 draft pick for a guy like Johnston that can come in, play Z, be a true route running threat with his quickness and size combination, be a manufactured touch type of receiver on screens and on drags and on slants and all these quick type of routes, I think that he could be something that is quite unique in the Steelers wide receiver room that they really don't have much of right now. They've got their deep threat in DK Metcalf. They've got Calvin Austin III, who's kind of a deep threat that's a bit smaller. Then they've got Roman Wilson, who's more of a slot technician. Quentin Johnston would bring something pretty unique to the wide receiver room in Pittsburgh. And if the Los Angeles Chargers are willing to deal him for a day 3 draft pick, let's say, I think that's something that the Pittsburgh Steelers could potentially look at as somebody that's still on his rookie contract, still a very young player, only 23 years old, brings great size and speed combination, and brings something to this wide receiver room that nobody else in the current group brings to the table. So if the price is right, I'm not saying Johnston would be my number 1 wide receiver target for the Steelers. There's other guys out there like Romeo Doubs, Keenan Allen, others that I would probably rather have than Quentin Johnston. But if the Steelers end up making a move for this young man, I think that it would be a good move and a good addition to the wide receiver room here in Pittsburgh.